All the world's waiting for you and the power you possess. In your satin tights, fighting for your rights and the old red, white, and blue. Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. Now the world is ready for you and the wonders you can do. Make a honky dove, stop a war with love, make a liar tell it true. Wonder Woman, get us out from under, Wonder Woman. All our hopes are pinned upon you and the magic that you do. Stop a bullet cold, make the axis fold, change their minds and change the world.
A lot of times when we're not thinking about what we're doing, we put things in our mouths and chew on them. It's a habit almost everybody has. And it's a very bad one. Lots of things around the house and yard that kids put in their mouths and nibble on can make them very sick. Plastics and styrofoam are especially dangerous, so remember, they're not for chewing. Pass this tip on to your friends, too.
Rated F for fucking awesome.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, TimothyTimPC. Happy to say I'm back here again with another PSP. This one's the Wonder Woman PSP, which is something I've wanted to do for a while. And I tell you, being a kid growing up in the 80s, you know, from Linda Carter to Gal Gadot, I just can't tell you how much I love the Wonder Woman character, and I'm just so glad that someone reached out to me and asked me to put them together a Wonder Woman PSP. It's something I've been thinking of for a while. My daughter had said to me, "Hey, how come you don't, make PSPs with like female characters and stuff?" And I was like, well, sadly, it's been mostly, dudes, or at least people who want more, like guy-themed PSPs and stuff. I mean, some of them, you could go either way, but I think I understood what she was saying. A strong female character, something like that. There's obviously a lot of them out there. And I was happy to have the opportunity to do this Wonder Woman PSP. So, of course, we're starting out with the case here. This is not something I made myself. I think, obviously, you probably can tell. I went to Cincinnati Comic Con, and when I was looking around, I happened to see this case, and I was like, goddamn, that's probably perfect. That's perfect for what I want. And my customer, she had to wait a little extra long because sadly my first attempt at this PSP didn't go exactly as I wanted it. And basically I had to scrap the design. I didn't have to scrap the PSP, but I kind of had to undo some things that I did and have to restart. And, when something doesn't come out right or doesn't come out like I want it to, you got to trash it. That's just it. I can't let things out if I wouldn't accept them for myself. That's just how this whole thing got started, and that's how I'm going to keep it, so I don't, have a, brain aneurysm sending one off. And I just want to be happy with what everyone gets. So far, so good. So, all right, enough YouTube jabbing. I'm going to let you get a look at what I've put together here. Starting out with the case. You see, I went with an 80s kind of retro Wonder Woman feel. PSP in here with the gold 3D Wonder Woman logo there. And the PSP with the white buttons. Let's go ahead and get her booted up here so I can show you the wallpaper straight away. Here we go. This is loaded up with 64 gigs. Memory check. There we go. Booting up to the custom theme. And there it is. Custom wallpaper I put together. Kind of, like I said, celebrating the original Wonder Woman, the animated series, the cartoon that I grew up with. Just kind of harkens back to my childhood. We've got the Wonder Woman logo up here. And let's check out the back. Emblazoned on a PSP 3000, the Wonder Woman logo here. And this was a major undertaking. This decal is a series of 4 decals. If you work with vinyl, you've got your blue, you've got your white, you've got your red, and you've got your yellow. To get everything on there and get it centered up is quite a pain in the ass. It took me several tries, but when I got it, I got it. PSP 3000 red, such a pretty color. I really like how it came out. It's not perfect, and none of my PSPs are. You know, when you're doing things by hand, things don't always come out 100%. That can drive me crazy, but my friends just say, bro, just let it go. It looks good. I always send pictures to my friend, and in this case really consulted my girlfriend and my daughter on what they thought about the PSP. I gotta say, I'm happy with how it came out. I'm good with it. I'm good. Things could always be better, but I think that's how we get better, is by talking about that kind of stuff. And you gotta level with yourself and be honest. Can I do better? And once you've done your best, or the best that you think you can, then you send it on down the road. So yeah, Wonder Woman. God, did you see the latest movie? I hope you did. If you haven't, you have to check it out, because I have to say I was a little bit worried about DC movies and stuff with their comics coming out. And Batman Superman wasn't what I wanted it to be. And man, did Wonder Woman just knock it out of the fucking park. Home run. And so if you haven't seen the movie, check it out. But if you're watching this video, you probably have. So yeah, just a really great movie. I couldn't think of a better superhero to do a PSP in honor of, and just really happy for the opportunity. So 64 gigs were loaded up with superhero games. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of DC games that came out for the PSP, but there are a lot of superhero games. So I thought if I'm picking the right menu here, it's always hard to see. Yes. All right, let's take a look at some of the alternate wallpapers I've made. Now, you just saw this one. This is the main wallpaper. Moving on to something a little darker, a little bit more reminiscent of the newest movie. And then a little something here, just with the pride and power that is Wonder Woman. I wanted to kind of bring that home. And so that's what you get with that. Let's see, what else do I have to show you here? Oh, the case. Set this down for a second and let you get a little better look at that. So the case, I'm really happy with the gold. Man, look how that shines. Really looks good, and that is firmly attached. If you tried to pull that off, you'd ruin the case. Trust me. So like I said, I found this at a Comic-Con with the Wonder Woman logo on the back. I couldn't ask for a better case, and when I saw this, I was like, you know what? I don't think I can do better than that. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it and pass it on to, like I said, my customer who has waited so very long. So what I'm going to do is turn the lights down and just take you guys through a brief tour of the games and stuff like I always do. And yeah, so let's check it out. How's it going? It's me, TimothyTimPC. Happy to say I'm back here again with another PSP. And we're We're not doing Wonder Woman. You can't, that's not, no, nobody does Wonder Woman. She would stomp your nuts into oblivion. Get it right. All right, and here we go. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, but this PSP is actually a Japan import. When I imported it, I had to change over the language and stuff from Japanese to English. And I had someone ask me on my Facebook page, hey man, why'd you import it? Because they had red PSPs in, in the US, and that's very true. And the reason is, I don't know if you can catch the reflection from my light over here, what good condition the screen is in. It's got some minor wear, but really happy with it. And most, stuff I get from Japan, if I import it, I've got to wait for a while, but it's worth it because they really take care of their stuff. And it shows, like in this PSP. So let's jump into the old school folder. Turn it up a little bit here. Everything's the same, but if you haven't watched one of my videos in a while, I've got the brightness hack on here, so maybe turning it down would be a little, yeah, there we go. That's a little better. Makes it a little bit more visible. Yeah, this is the same, but if you haven't watched any of my videos in a while, this just takes you through the complete set of games that you get with each and every one of my PSPs with these custom menus designed by me, starting with Nintendo Entertainment System, the Famicom. Man, I want to get one of those. I still don't have one. I have a regular 8-bit Nintendo with some cool stuff like an EverDrive, but I just always want to get a hold of a Famicom. Just it's going to be cool to play. But you can check out all the Famicom games here in the old school folder. If you don't know what the Famicom is, it is basically the Japan release of the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's their version, and they called it the Family Computer, Famicom. Nintendo World Championships. Yeah. And, the old school folder I like to look at as kind of a history lesson in video games. You really need to spend some time here. Get back to your roots. The Game Boy, knew it, loved it. Couldn't play it in the dark. Man, I logged a lot of hours and burned up a lot of AA batteries playing the Game Boy. Game Boy Color. Then, of course, we're going down here to Super Nintendo. All those great games, emulating perfectly on the PSP. God, everything just plays so good. Game Boy Advance, Advance SP, all that stuff. Handy dandy PSP can handle that without a problem. Nintendo 64, doesn't work, not very well. Why do I keep it on here? Man, because it just belongs in the museum, my man. Sega Master System starting us out. Moving on to the Sega Genesis. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. Sega Game Gear, their popular portable. Over to the Sega CD. Check out some CD-based games. CD-based games take up a lot of space. So, you've only got like a top 10 games in there. Obviously, with more memory, you get more. TurboGrafx 16 had one of these. Yeah, I asked for the Super Nintendo, but my dad was like, no, this is better. I got a secret for you. It's not better. Sorry, Dad. I still never got a Super Nintendo. I just need, now I'm a man. Now I'm done grown up. I should just buy one. I'll ask my girlfriend if that's okay. Atari, play it, don't play it. Use your imagination. 7800, stepping up the Atari power. and stepping it sideways. The Atari Lynx, their color handheld, held the size of a literal skateboard. This is my first gaming system. The machine that looks like it's from an alternate dimension with its wood grain and its telephone wired keypads, the Intellivision. It talks to you, bro. Yeah. You might have Alexa, but can she play B-17 Bomber? Probably not. There you go, your ColecoVision, which this, is basically the same machine, but with a better controller. Sorry, it's true. Sorry, Intellivision. Commodore 64. My first computer's hand-me-down from a buddy. I think it was some guy that was trying to date my sister. Anyways, he let me have his computer. Yeah, I didn't care. The Vectrex. And you also find in all of these game players settings where you can either play the games in this widescreen format, or you can switch them over to 4:3, which is the aspect ratio like our square TVs when we grew up. So you can either stretch the images or not. It's up to you. I go back and forth. The Magnavox Odyssey. Talk about using your imagination on games. Are you going to play it? Probably not. Should you check it out? For sure. And that's why it's on here. Oh. Yeah, Neo Geo Pocket. Crickets. You get no respect. WonderSwan. I love me some WonderSwan menu song. That's all I really like about it. Wonder Woman PSP, please play the Wonder Woman PSP. Oh, there we go, and the WonderSwan, it kind of a success. It's not very fun, but it's definitely cool to check out. It's fun just to check out all these systems. And if you ever get bored, this thing is loaded with over 8,000 games, so you'll be fine. Arcade classics, Neo Geo, Capcom Play System, getting your Street Fighter on. Mortal Kombat. You guys have seen all this in a tribute to the AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerds. NES games that suck. He hates those games. Check them out in the menu. Categorized just for you. We've got the hacks menu is still here. Haven't added anything new to that. But I'm thinking of actually doing an original Game Boy hacks and Japanese Game Boy setup. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. We've got your PlayStation 1 titles and your PSP stuff is here. Just tried to set her up. She said, go ahead and give me whatever games you think are good. She cited one of my PSPs that she really liked and kind of wanted me to go off of that, and I did. I think she's more interested in the old school folder, which is where I spend most of my time. So, just getting a look at some of the games here and stuff. A lot of these games you've seen, maybe some of them you haven't. Some of you haven't played. We got to go with the platformers with Rayman, South Park. These are all games that I think play really well on the PSP. Spyro games go without saying. They are a lot of fun. Spyro PSP is coming up soon. Got my hands on a purple 2000. Thanks to a really nice guy who I am about to do the next video for his PSP. And that's going to be a big one. Doing another 256 gigs, so look out for that. The video will be dropping soon. Tomb Raider. Tony Hawk. Really, really good stuff. Worms. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead here. Show you some of the PSP games. You guys have seen all this before, but if you haven't, I definitely like somebody to be able to kind of check it out. Superhero stuff. I don't have a lot of DC themed games or some Batman stuff, but hey, superheroes are fun. So I decided to throw everything on here that I could, from the X-Men games, Ghost and Goblins, Twisted Metal, one of my favorite games, Tenchu, love it, Siphon Filter, Street Fighter, gotta have it on there, Sonic Rivals and Rivals 2, every PSP gets that, Silent Hill. The list just goes on and on, guys. You know the score. How many games are on here? We got your Metal Gear. We got your God of War games. Everything's going just full blast. And of course, Ghostbusters. You'll find the Pac-Man game on there too. Guys, everything you'll find, just like all my other PSPs. Everything's here. I'm happy with how this one came out. Guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you like this PSP, you want maybe you want to get one yourself, send me an email at TimothyTimPC@yahoo.com, or you can check me out on my Facebook page. We can chat there. Timothy Tim PSP on Facebook. Guys, thanks for checking out the video. Like I said, I've got some cool stuff on the way. I plan to get this one uploaded and edited and out the door. And the next one, oh man, get ready. Metal Gear 256 gig. With a very, very special reason for the PSP being done. It's something that took up a lot of my time because I wanted to get it right. And much like this one, I take the PSPs, very serious. But this one, when I make the video, you'll understand. So stay tuned for that. Hey, also, I've noticed my subscriber count is going up. I'm at something like 3,055 subscribers. I thought we talked about this, guys. Stop subscribing to my channel. If you do that, you're just going to see all of my sweet-ass videos, bros. Do you understand that's going to happen? And if you click like and you ring the bell, you're even more likely to see these videos show up. Now, I'm not sure what you guys are trying to accomplish here. No, in all seriousness, thanks guys for subscribing. Every time I see the count go up, even by one, I'm happy. People I've never met reach out to me. Sometimes people just want to talk about video games. That's cool, man. I'm happy to do that. Obviously, I kind of like them, just saying. So, all right, guys, keep playing. And until next time, game on!
Game on!
Yeah, game on!